Thank you. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all here in Bangladesh, and good morning to our Honorable ICT Advisor and the ministers and audience online. This is Anil Chaudhary, Policy Advisor of A2I. I'll be your host in this Ministerial Conference of the World Congress on ICT 2021, being held in Bangladesh. We are indeed very proud to be the host country of WCIT 2021. It is my pleasure to let you know that this year's theme is ICT, the Great Equalizer. We are hosting WCIT in a watershed year for Bangladesh, 2021. That's the target year set by Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to achieve digital Bangladesh, a vision coinciding with the 50th anniversary of the country's birth and the birth centenary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Ladies and gentlemen, the unprecedented technological changes in the past decade have transformed the traditionally inefficient, non-transparent, unaccountable, and paper-based delivery of public services to a digitized service delivery system that is quick, cost-efficient, innovative, and inclusive. At the same time, it has generated a fierce debate amongst policymakers, economists, and industry leaders about the societal impact. As digitization often disrupts society ever more profoundly, concern is growing about how it is affecting issues such as jobs, wages, equality, health, resource efficiency, and security. Our today's ministerial conference will allow us to explore how different global South countries like Bangladesh, Somalia, Maldives, Guyana, and the Philippines are working to ensure inclusive and sustainable socioeconomic development, transitioning to a sustainable world, and building trust in the digital economy. Dear audience, I'm honored to have a distinguished set of speakers and panelists today. We are joined on stage by His Excellency Zunaid Ahmed Polok, MP, Honorable State Minister, Information and Communication Technology Division, Ministry of Posts, Telecommunications and Information Technology, Bangladesh. His Excellency Abdi Sheikh Ahmed, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Communications and Technology, Somalia. His Excellency Mohammad Sharif, Minister of State for Environment, Climate Change and Technology, Maldives. And we are also joined online by His Excellency Sajib Wajid, Honorable ICT Affairs Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, His Excellency Dr. Frank C.S. Anthony, Honorable Minister of Health Cooperative Guyana, His Excellency Nagiv G. Sinarimbo, Honorable Minister for the Interior and Local Government, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region for the Muslim Mindanao region of the Philippines, and Dr. James Poissant, Secretary General of the World Information Technology and Service Alliance, WCIT. Welcome to all of you, on stage and online. Distinguished guests, Bangabandhu, our father of the nation, believed in establishing an equitable society, the Golden Bengal. Our Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has given us the audacity to set super lofty targets and the confidence to build the internal capacity to achieve those targets. The architect of digital Bangladesh, the Honorable ICT Advisor to the Prime Minister, Mr. Sajib Wajid, who's going to make the keynote presentation today, guided us to build that confidence. At the very beginning of today's session, let us take a look at how Bangabandhu's vision of creating an independent nation, an equitable nation, 50 years ago translated to the digital Bangladesh vision and execution today.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
The unbounded joy of freedom with my fellow countrymen who have owned their freedom in an epic liberation struggle. The ultimate achievement of this struggle is the creation of an independent, sovereign People's Republic of Bangladesh.
Our young men and women will be our front runners in turning Bangladesh into a middle-income country by 2021 and a developed country by 2041.
The people of Bangladesh will be primarily working in the knowledge industry, in the high-tech sector, providing knowledge-based services around the world, and not just being a part of the fourth industrial revolution, but leading the charge for the fourth industrial revolution.
While Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman created the foundation of digital Bangladesh, the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina took the mantle with greater responsibility to realize the dream of a digital Bangladesh. Under her visionary leadership, using ICT as the primary driving force, government services for the citizens, employment for the youth have now become a reality to the people of Bangladesh. After announcing Digital Bangladesh Vision 2021 in 2008, the government has introduced multiple online facilities, digitized payment system and one-stop service centers to lessen the hassle of its citizens. To eliminate the digital divide between urban and rural, rich and poor, Bangladesh applied a bottom-up, inclusive approach starting development from rural regions. Spearheaded by the Prime Minister, Bangladesh has made tremendous strides during COVID-19 by introducing online vaccine registrations, telemedicine services, repurposing the National Helpline Service, and distributing relief among the underprivileged. The youth are the future leaders of Bangladesh and will be responsible for taking Bangladesh to the heights that both the father of the nation and the Honorable Prime Minister have dreamt of. Understanding that, multiple initiatives have been taken to encourage youth entrepreneurs and social change makers. Bangladesh is also building a number of high-tech parks to attract foreign direct investment in the hardware and software manufacturing industry. This year marks the 50th year of independence of Bangladesh and the birth centenary of the founding father of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. In this auspicious time, Bangladesh is moving onwards and upwards, keeping up with the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030, together with Bangladesh's own Vision 2041 and Delta Plan. The country is now well on its way to emerge as innovative Bangladesh, a role model for developing nations. Bangladesh of today breathes life into the hopes and dreams of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation, and ensures the voices of the people are echoed across the globe and beyond.
Very inspiring. Distinguished guests, looking back at the extraordinary evolution of Bangladesh in the last 12 years, it is perhaps befitting to say that Bangladesh is emerging as a role model in the global south by transforming the traditional linear development models to an innovative, inclusive, trusted, and exponential one that is geared towards rapid, sustainable economic progress. Bangladesh has been able to establish a new development paradigm through its prioritized focus in science, technology, and innovation. Now I'd like to request His Excellency Mr. Junaid Ahmed Polok, Honorable ICT State Minister of Bangladesh, who is spearheading the implementation of Digital Bangladesh, to enlighten us about what an impoverished nation can achieve in a short decade by leveraging ICTs.
Thank you very much, Anil Chaudhary, for your kind introduction and moderating today's ministerial conference. Honorable ICT Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Sajib Wazejoy, Honorable Ministers, Secretary General of WCIT, distinguished guests and viewers, friends from media, welcome to the ministerial conference at the 25th World Congress on IT, organized here in Bangladesh for the first time. At the outset, I would like to pay my homage to the founding father of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who dreamt of a golden Bengal. This year, we are celebrating the centennial birth anniversary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who laid the founding stones on which our nation is built upon. This year, we are also celebrating 50 years of Bangladesh's independence. Bangabandhu dreamt of a golden Bengal, building a poverty-free, happy and prosperous nation. In 2008, his daughter, the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, declared the Digital Bangladesh Vision, which is the modern concept of Bangabandhu's golden Bengal. The architect of Digital Bangladesh, Mr. Shajib was a joy. The Honorable ICT advisor to the Prime Minister strategized her vision and gave us an implementation roadmap to make Digital Bangladesh a reality. As a result of massive digitization, Bangladesh has experienced tremendous growth in the past 12 years. We are globally number one in mobile financial services in terms of the number of daily transactions. We are the third largest exporter of apparel, and we have surging consumer market with over 178 million mobile subscriptions. We have over 125 million internet users and the 9th largest market for mobile phones in the world. Currently, we have designed over 1,000 e-services and have distributed over 100 million smart IDs and have collected biometric information over 150 million mobile subscribers. Our middle and affluent consumer base is growing at an unprecedented rate, creating a huge demand for products and services in the local market. Due to the growing digital adoption and surging middle-income affluent class in the country, many local and global manufacturers have set up their smartphone and laptop factories in Bangladesh, especially in our high-tech parks. We have taken 4-pillar strategy to implement Digital Bangladesh: human resource development, connectivity and infrastructure, and establishing e-government. In the last 12 years, since the declaration of the Digital Bangladesh Vision, we have achieved quite a bit and have many success to share. For e-governance, our main goal was to take government services to the citizens' doorsteps through the use of ICT. We aimed at reducing TCV, time, cost, and the number of visits a citizen has to make in order to avail a service. Our aim is to make our government move towards a paperless office, for which we have developed many applications that not only reduce the amount of paper used and significantly contribute in reducing the carbon footprint, but also increases the productivity of our government offices significantly. More than 10 million citizens are availing services in a month. The IT and IT-enabled services industry in Bangladesh has also grown significantly in the last decade, from a mere $30 million export industry in 2008 to a $1.3 billion export industry by 2021. Major destinations for ICT exports from Bangladesh are the USA, UK, and Germany, Canada, Japan, and Netherlands. To promote ICT sector Bangladesh in different markets, we have launched the Bangladesh IT Connect portal, through which investors, companies, and individuals looking for the ICT partners in Bangladesh can easily find and connect with them. The architect of Digital Bangladesh, the Honorable ICT advisor to the Prime Minister, Mr. Shajib was a joy, has advised us to create and promote an innovation ecosystem, including in public service, startup culture, and entrepreneurial supply chain. I would like to mention one of his quotations. I quote, "Find your own innovation, find your own technology, do not imitate, innovate. Without further delay, let me invite today's keynote speaker, the Honorable ICT Advisor, Mr. Shajib Wazir Joy, for his keynote presentation on building an inclusive, trusted, and sustainable digital society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Advisor, the floor is yours.
Honorable Minister Polo, thank you very much for that very kind introduction. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here today for WCIT Ministerial Conference in Bangladesh, even though it is really happening as befitting the topic. It is happening around the globe digitally in cyberspace, and it is thanks to Digital Bangladesh and technology that I am able to join you all the way from Washington, D.C. One of the first goals of Digital Bangladesh was to build an inclusive, trusted, and sustainable digital society. That is, we wanted to target that the advantages of digitization should reach every citizen of Bangladesh down to the most remote village in Bangladesh. It should not be just for the middle class in the cities. It had to be trusted so that people could rely on it, people could put their livelihoods on the technology. And of course, it has to be sustainable because our vision was for the future, for the next 40 years of Bangladesh, not just 5 years or 10 years. We did not want flash in the pan technologies that would fade away. To give you just a short, to give you an idea of our vision, we originally started, when our Awami League government was elected to power in December 2008, we came up with our Vision 2021, which is that by the golden jubilee of our independence, Bangladesh would become a middle-income country. We are very proud to say that we have achieved that goal. We achieved that goal ahead of time. We achieved middle-income status as per the World Bank standards and the United Nations standards a couple of years ago. Today, our per capita income exceeds that of neighboring India and is one of the highest in the subcontinent. So after that, we have developed our Vision 2041, which is that by the year 2041, Bangladesh will be not a developed country. Our per capita income should meet the standards of developed nations, and we should no longer be middle income. Towards that goal, we are pioneering the SDG. We are one of the SDG model nations. We achieved the Millennium Development Goals ahead of schedule, and so we have taken a leadership role in developing the SDG model, which were the Sustainable Development Goals towards developing into a developed country. Our goal is that, but our Awami government is not happy with just even a 20-year vision. We are dreaming long-term for Bangladesh, for the perpetual future of Bangladesh, which will continue long after all of us have departed this earth. We want Bangladesh, by its centenary, to be a prosperous country, and especially by the year 2100, that we should have a safe delta. As you know, Bangladesh is one of the two most vulnerable countries to climate change, the other being the Honorable Minister from the Maldives, being the only other country that is we are the two most vulnerable countries to climate change. And so our goal is that within this century, we should leave a safe delta for our future citizens, where we are no longer at the risk from loss due to climate change and rising seawater. To give you some brief examples of the digital services, the public services that we have developed that are transforming Bangladesh, we started with what we call our Union Digital Centers. Those were my ideas. The concept was to develop and to build a cyber cafe within walking distance of every single village in Bangladesh. And the facilities for IT services would be there. They're manned by youth in the village that we have trained, who then provide those services to the citizens, to the villagers, for a very small fee. So the villager now no longer has to come into the nearest town or go to the nearest government office to avail himself of government services, of digital services. He can just walk to one of these digital centers, and for a very nominal fee, he can avail himself of all digital services that are available throughout Bangladesh. And this also provides a job opportunity for those village youth whom we have trained, who provide services in those digital centers. We have created what the world's largest national web portal. It is a one-stop shop, one website where you can go and link to all government websites throughout Bangladesh for any and all services. We developed a national 333 hotline. This is not an emergency number. We developed that as well, which is our 999 number for emergencies, police, fire, or ambulance health services. This is a national helpline where if a citizen has any non-emergency questions, any non-emergency issues that they need, whether it's in the health sector, education sector, even non-emergency police, they can call this one number and they will be connected with people, with experts at those various agencies and ministries who can help them with their problem. eNoti is a system that really enabled our government to transition, that really, I would say, saved our government during COVID. As you know, most of the world has struggled with COVID, with the lockdowns, and working virtually. In Bangladesh, it did not affect us at all because we had been preparing to work virtually. eNoti is our digital online government management system. Prior to COVID, it was being adopted by various agencies slowly. Once COVID started, once lockdown started, the entire government of Bangladesh adopted it overnight, and our government services continued as if nothing had happened. We have a national e-government procurement portal. This is again designed, this is put under the Central Procurement Transparency Unit, I believe that's what they're called. This is designed to, you've heard, one of the key arguments that us, as I would call us, we're not poor anymore, but I would call us not wealthy countries. And all the honorable ministers who've joined us are all from developing nations, and I'm sure you feel this way because I certainly do. We get this constant criticism from rich, shall we say, white countries about corruption in our countries. They fail to mention the legalized corruption that they have in their countries through, they have legalized it through lobbying, which we feel is not really honest. So the e-procurement system, one of the goals of Digital Bangladesh is to eliminate any avenues of corruption. And the e-procurement system is one of those avenues. It eliminates corruption in government procurement. Once it's digitized, it is no longer, you are no longer able to manipulate, and bribery no longer works. MyGov is our government portal. We have developed our own GRP. We call it the Government Resource Planning. It is an ERP system that has been developed by Bangladeshi companies. Again, for all our colleagues here from developing nations, as you know, the large ERP systems that have been developed by companies from developed nations are extremely, extremely expensive. For our governments to deploy them costs a small fortune. And so the government of Bangladesh, in collaboration with our private sector, we have developed our own GRP software, which we are happy to share with you. It is far cheaper. It costs fraction to develop and deploy than anything from Oracle or SAP. We have an online e-grievance system. We have a real-time eKYC system, and we are about to launch our interoperable digital transaction platform, which is which targets the fintech industry to allow all the various fintech players and banks to interoperate with each other. One of the targets of Digital Bangladesh has been to take our IT exports to $5 billion by the year 2025. We are well on that target. As you know, Bangladesh, we are mostly known for our garments industry. My goal is that eventually our IT exports will exceed our garments exports, and we are well on target in various sectors. Here are some of the examples. I won't go through all of them, but one of the things I would like to mention, I wish I had thought to grab that, is that, but it would not be as visible on a Zoom call, but I was sent a smartphone that has been built, designed and built by a Bangladeshi company. Mind you, this is not outsourced. Samsung is already assembling their top-of-the-line Note smartphones in Bangladesh. This is a smartphone developed by and designed, built by a Bangladeshi company, which when I showed it to my friends here in the US, they couldn't believe that that was not built by Samsung. It is that good. So I believe that Bangladesh will be the next exporter of smartphones, of various other IT services. And we are going to compete very soon with the likes of Samsung and other Korean and South Asian companies. We, besides the export sector, we have a huge startup. The IT industry in Bangladesh has really exploded in servicing the domestic market. Our domestic use and domestic consumption has skyrocketed, so far beyond what the export potentials are. And today in Bangladesh, we have many, many startups that are now being considered unicorns. You see, one of the things Bangladesh has, one of the big, big advantages Bangladesh has, which most countries do not, we have the 8th largest consumer market in the world. We have the 8th largest population in the world. And with the developing economy, with us being a middle-income country, we now have one of the largest middle classes in the world. And so these startups really skyrocketed, especially during COVID. You have some of these valuations that are shown here. I don't believe they're valuations. I believe they're probably earnings, because their valuations are 10 to 20x of these numbers. As Honorable Minister Palak mentioned, we are building and have built 39 total high-tech parks. These are special zones designed for the high-tech industry to come in and set up shop conveniently, quickly, easily. All the infrastructure is there, all the facilities are there. As we mentioned, many of our local companies that are producing high-tech goods are there already. Some of the likes of Samsung are there already. And so we invite investments from your countries, companies from your countries who are looking to set up factories or offices for IT development, IT products and IT exports that need the readily available infrastructure to come here. In order to make it attractive for IT industries, to attract IT investment and companies to Bangladesh, we are providing various incentives. IT companies have a 10-year tax exemption, 12-year tax exemption for developers. There are no limits on foreign ownership or profit repatriation. There are no customs duties. there are no duties on import of equipment and machinery for the IT industry, and especially in these high-tech parks. So we have made it as attractive as possible for foreign investors. And I would like to invite the likes of Samsung has already set up assembly plants, LG has set up plants. I would like to invite all the others who are currently in other countries that Bangladesh has a lower cost of labor, lower cost of operations, and we are already one of the largest exporters of, well, right now garments, but we have the infrastructure for one of the largest export operations in the world. So we invite you to Bangladesh to set up shop, to start exporting. My belief is within the next 5 to 10 years, rather than seeing, say, made in Vietnam, made in China on your smartphones, on your hard drives, you will see made in Bangladesh. Due to superior, I would call it the superior management abilities and skills of our Awami League government. Even during COVID, our economy continued to grow. Our per capita income continued to grow. Digital Bangladesh played a critical role in that. Our government did not miss a beat. Our economy barely missed a beat. Our GDP growth, which had been at 8 and on target to hit, to reach 9, maybe even 10%, it did slow down. We went down to 5% growth, but we were one of only 2 Asian and South Asian economies to register a positive growth, despite the rest of the world being in recession. In 2019, our per capita income was 1,909, and in 2021, it's 2,554. So in spite of this, it continued to grow, and of course, e-commerce, mobile finance, internet bandwidth, these sectors boomed during COVID because of all economic activity moving online. We were very quick to roll out digital platforms to tackle COVID. These really helped us tackle the challenges of COVID outside of, say, digital governance and e-commerce. We set up a website for COVID tracking, reporting, advertising the health, the numbers, providing information, and where people could provide either ask for help, ask for questions, or get information on how to handle the pandemic. We developed and rolled out a vaccine management app to provide quick access to vaccines, to provide a vaccine certificate on your mobile phone that allows you to travel, and for information, to send reminders to people. We provided telehealth services. You could call in, and anyone from a village could call in and speak to a doctor and have their questions answered and be diagnosed. And to avoid people suffering during lockdown, we set up a Food for Nation program. This isn't an IT program. This was the government of Bangladesh providing food directly to all those who could not go out and get food due to the lockdown, who could not work due to the lockdown, so that no one in Bangladesh suffered during this lockdown. That is what our Awami League government did. Rather than handing out cash, we provided them sustenance. We provided them food. To look to the future, what are our national strategies? We are not just looking at today. We are trying to look to the future at what are the key areas that we need to focus on to build our own expertise, either for the export industry or to really be self-sufficient and not reliant on other countries for technology. Again, as developing nations, we are quite reliant on foreign countries for most of the basic technological needs. As you know, microprocessor design is only conducted in a limited handful of countries. But technology is progressing so rapidly that I believe that we can take a leadership role in some of the newer future technologies. So with that in mind, Bangladesh, we are focusing on developing our artificial intelligence skills, our blockchain skills, our IoT skills, and our robotic skills. And yes, we are focused on microprocessor design because we believe that all of this is going to be powered by microprocessors. And right now they are either designed in 1 or 2 countries and built in 2 or 3 countries. And we need to be self-sufficient in that for the future. We have also created several various groups, divisions, centers to develop these technologies in Bangladesh. We have our, I see they're trying to call themselves, these slides were developed by A2I, our Access to Information group, who have been one of the key developers of most of our digital Bangladesh, especially digitization of government services. We have developed a Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution, where Bangladesh, we hope to take a lead role in the world. We have Future of Work Lab, where we are focusing on the future technologies that the private sector can use. We have a FinTech Innovation Lab to develop technologies in financial digitization. Because again, there is no standard. This is brand new technology. No one has this technology. No one has developed any standards. And we in Bangladesh hope to develop those. Here are some of the other labs and incubators that we have developed. We have the Sheikh Hasina Institute of Frontier Technologies. We have the Sheikh Kamal IT incubators that are in all 64 districts. We have the Sheikh Russell Digital Labs, 35,000 to be built in the next 5 years. These are going to be built essentially at every school to have school students so that our future generation has IT skills that they're trained in at a very, very young age. We have our we're developing several advanced labs in IoT, AI technologies. Again, we are not just looking to the present. We are not just looking to follow. We are looking to lead the fourth industrial revolution, Bangladesh, because no one has those technologies yet. We hope to be the ones to develop many of them. And I believe that our developing world especially, we need to collaborate, we need to work together, we need to share technologies amongst ourselves, we need to reduce our dependence on wealthy nations. And in the IT sector, in the digital sector, that is something we can do very, very easily because the technology is progressing so rapidly that the technology is outstripping what exists in the Western world. The future technologies, the existing technologies that you see are going to be obsolete within the next 10 to 20 years. And whoever develops the future technologies will lead the way in the digital sector. And I believe that by working together, by collaborating, we can build those technologies ourselves. As I've mentioned, we have developed many technologies, many software systems that are far more cost effective, that we are happy to share with the developing world and all developing countries to help you innovate your governments, your IT sectors. And I would like to end with 2 quotes. The first is a Chinese proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. To that, I would like to add a slight modification by our Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. If you want to go far and fast, innovate together. So let's innovate together so that our countries can not just be part of the fourth industrial revolution, so that we can lead the fourth industrial revolution. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and honorable ministers and distinguished guests for your time. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.
Honorable Advisor, I think that was so inspirational, so bold, and you painted a picture for the future, for our shared future together with the countries that are on stage and online, and for the rest of the world. Your deep focus on specific targets, your relentless, focus on citizens' needs, your unrelented faith on the youth of the country, and the constant reminder that you have, do not imitate, innovate. And now you've added innovate together. I think that's very, very powerful. So thank you so much for that inspiration. Before we go into the panel discussion, I'd like to do a short audiovisual to see a few specific people who have benefited from Digital Bangladesh and how that benefit is actually reaching beyond the borders of Bangladesh.
Doesn't it look like far away from the city? No noise anywhere. Everyone is living a very regular life. But it's not that regular. They are taking online classes, whether at school or at home. Young innovators like Anwar is in this village. Where is the digital center? There it is, our digital center. Survey of the land is done. Jalil Bhai is now worry-free. Land record ownership change is complete. Medical care is now at the fingertip. COVID-19 vaccine registration is done. Reena auntie has taken COVID-19 vaccine. We can get the daily necessities sitting at home. Shujan has found the job he was fit for. Young entrepreneurs are developing their business in high-tech parks. Let's see what entrepreneur Reshma is doing.
শুধু ঢাকাতেই নয়, আমার কাজের সুনাম এখন বিশ্বজুড়ে।
With all these great initiatives coming together, our lives are changing fast, leaving no one behind. Inspired by these successful initiatives, ministries of our fellow countries are adapting some of the most successful endeavors of Bangladesh. The National Intelligence for Skills, Education, Employment and Entrepreneurship program has successfully honed the skills of the young generation and created employment opportunities across the country, even during the COVID-19 pandemic. Ministry of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship, Jordan, and Ministry of Communications and Technology, Somalia, are adapting this program in their country, hoping for the same result and a better future. The MyGov initiative is creating opportunities for the mass people to avail the necessary government services from one platform. Ministry of the Interior and Local Government, Philippines, is seeing this initiative as a viable solution for the smooth government service experience in their country. Digital innovation has already started to change the way the world works, and Bangladesh is only proud to be a positive piece in the puzzle. Today, Bangladesh is extending her hand to share the same progress with the rest of the world. Only the best use of this bridge of technology can bring an end to the digital divide. Let's forge a trusted, inclusive and sustainable digital world where everyone is equal, with ICT becoming the great equalizer.
Thank you. I would like to talk to our guests today on stage. Let me start with His Excellency Mr. Abdi Sheikh Ahmed, the Honorable ICT Minister from Somalia. A team from Bangladesh visited your country in 2018, and we looked at the aspirations that you have, the shared journey that we want to pursue together. And one of the areas that we looked at is skills development. And one of the platforms that we developed at that time for our own country, the National Intelligence for Skills, Employment, Entrepreneurship, and Education, NICE-3 as we call it. And you looked at that and you saw that that would provide some services to your country to actually address the shared challenges. Would you please talk about what your experience has been in terms of that platform and what you see way forward?
Thank you very much, and thanks to the panel and my greetings to the members on the online with us, including the Honorable Advisor to the Prime Minister. The NICE program resonated with us when it was presented to us. And one of the main reasons it resonated with us was because we are a country where 75% of the population is 35 years or younger. So we have a very young population. And with that kind of population, we need to create opportunities for them. And to create the opportunities means we have to build their skills, we have to create the opportunities for building their skills. But not only that, once they gain their skills, we have to create an environment where they can find employment. So the thought process and the success of NICE-3 resonated with us for that reason. And as a result of that, we have adapted that program, and we are piloting now a program we call Shaqabur in Somali, which basically means job creation. And it's using that same model to provide skills, but make people aware of what the future portends, and make sure that they understand what they can use for the skills for, but also work with the private sector and government to create opportunities for those young people.
Great. So it is going to be a platform where public-private partnership will also be facilitated. That is exactly what we're doing in Bangladesh. We've involved 23 ministries and 40 industry associations to work and share data. So this is also a data platform. So we're trying to build a crystal ball for the future. We don't know what the future holds, but this job demands are changing, skills needs are changing. So that's the future that we're looking at. So great to have that shared journey together with you. May I now go across the globe, online, to Guyana. The Honorable Health Minister, Dr. Frank C.S. Anthony, is with us. With your leadership, Guyana has taken many effective projects like Guyana COVID-19 emergency response to strengthen the health system functions that are necessary for immunization, such as vaccine awareness, communication, human resources, information systems, and waste management. And in Bangladesh, we also took similar initiatives. One important one that you saw in the video is something called Shurakha, which means protection. So that's a registration system online and on the app, so that citizens can register safely for vaccination. And that's what gives us tracking and making sure that nobody is left behind. And over 80 million people have already registered, most of the adult population. So it's a great success for us. And we're tracking, that's a sort of a vaccine management system as well. And recently, with the support of UNDP Guyana, we also had an exchange of thoughts and best practices. So it would be great to hear from you, Honorable Minister, what you think about the shared journey. So we have shared problems and we are trying to build shared solutions. So what is your vision for that?
Well, thank you so much for having me at the conference. And first of all, allow me to congratulate you and the people of Bangladesh on the achievements that you've made. I think they're quite impressive. Looking at this presentation earlier, we can see clearly that you have mapped out a vision of how you're going to develop your country. And certainly, many countries across the globe would certainly want to emulate what you're doing. So I want to offer my congratulations to you on the work that you have been doing and the plans that you have been laying. And I certainly would like to, if it's possible at some point, to have some discussions with Mr. Joy. I think he has outlined a very good vision for Bangladesh. Talking about our COVID-19 response here in Guyana, we have been able to do vaccinations from 12 and upwards. As you know, for the 12 to 18 age group, the vaccine is given as under emergency use authorization. But we have started that program here as well. And we've been able to do that because we have been tracking our vaccination progress. One, we've been able to look at the geographical area to make sure that we have adequate access across the country. And we have also been looking at the age distribution. So within each age category, for us to understand whether you have good uptake of vaccines or not. So we are able to do this on a daily basis because we have developed a system of collecting the information, analyzing the information, and certainly using that for improving our policy in terms of both distribution and planning uptake and where we need to go and why we need to go there and so forth. So data has certainly helped us, and we have had the good fortune of working through UNDP, and I think the advice that we have received through UNDP from Bangladesh has certainly helped to improve our response. So again, I want to thank you for providing us with this form of assistance. We might be far away, but I think through digital technology, we are able to bridge these gaps.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Anthony. I think far is a relative term, or maybe an obsolete term these days, because nobody's far. I mean, we are having this discussion as if we were on the same stage. I think we are having it as effectively. So thank you for that. So one important thing you pointed out is data-driven decision-making. I think data is the new oil. I think that's something that will really propel us to the future, and we'll be more effective, more citizen-focused, and more inclusive, as you pointed out. Thank you very much for that. May I now come back on stage again? Our old friend, Mr. Sharif. His Excellency Muhammad Sharif, the Minister of State for Environment, Climate Change and Technology. So it's actually several things that are important for us. Our Honorable ICT Advisor talked about two countries that are bounded together with one shared fate, right? We may drown. So, so tell us about your plans. One of the things that we did in Bangladesh, we have to improve our flood forecasting continuously. Because of climate change, more floods are happening more intensely. But we're not losing as many lives. Right? Why? Because we are doing better flood forecasting and taking preparations ahead of time. One of the things that we launched very recently, just a few weeks ago, was with Google to use artificial intelligence, to use decades of data, water data, to improve our flood forecasting. Also, we are talking to Google about cyclone forecasting, whether we can do better cyclone forecasting. One of the things we're looking at is whether we can do preemptive or anticipatory social safety nets for people who will be affected by floods or cyclones, because we'll know ahead of time who will be affected and who will not be. So a lot of telco information, and as Dr. Anthony pointed out, a lot of telco data will also be used in that. So again, talking from your perspective, with a shared fate with Bangladesh, what can we do together? Our ICT advisor talked about the Delta plan, 80 years down the road, but something that we can do together now and maybe use technology and emerging technologies, frontier technologies like AI.
Thank you. Thank you. I think a wonderful question. But let me first start by thanking the organizers, the ministry, for inviting us to this panel, to this conference, and by congratulating Bangladesh for this, what was just presented actually is wonderful. It wasn't as surprising to me, given that we've known A2I, and we've, for many years, since 2014, but to come back after many years and to see how these technologies and how this vision has come to life was really, really impressive, and has given us smaller countries, more impetus to get things done faster. All right, and to come back to the question, yes, as His Excellency pointed out, we, Maldives and Bangladesh, share something very unique, and I think something that in the long run everyone, I think, will share. Maybe we want to avoid being the first ones, all right, to be hit by climate change, extreme weather. So one of the key things we think is important in terms of adaptation, mitigating the effects of extreme weather, and adapting to a life, to a world that is very different from what we know now, right, would be data. Data-driven governance, data-driven policy making, using data and emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics. For us, it's not just drones that fly, but also drones that can go underwater, keep track of the health of the coral reefs, the biodiversity. So yes, IoT. Just last night, I met a gentleman through one of your, I think it was Boca, right? The organizers, and he was talking about using IoT for water quality, and so for us, very important to know about swells that are coming, both wind-based swells and cyclones. So this sort of bringing, so this is, I think, one of the reasons, just recently, this ministry that I represent was established, where in the old days, we used to have a ministry for environment and a ministry for communication, science, and technology. And just now, actually, we are bringing them together. So we have environment, climate change, and technology, because as Maldives, we face an existential threat, right? We want to be sure we are there tomorrow, and we know that technology is going to be a key strategic tool for us to do that, and working with, as I think at the very end of His Excellency's keynote pointed out, only actually innovating together can we find a way through climate change and ensure that our people actually get the benefits of technology and be able to mitigate and live through a world that will definitely change, because as small countries, we are not the contributors to what's happening to the world. Yes. But we are the ones who will suffer the most and suffer first. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Excellency. So the last point that you made, that we are not contributing to the cataclysmic effects of climate change, but we are going to suffer the first. So we have to take matters in our own hands and find solutions, because nobody else will do that. Right? When I say nobody, it's actually countries that may not suffer, may not come up with the solutions. We have to come up with our own solutions, our own innovations. So thank you very much for that. May I now go again across the world to the Philippines. His Excellency Mr. Nagib Sinarimbo, Honorable Minister for the Local Government and Interior in the Muslim Mindanao region. Again, an exchange of views and visits have happened in the last, before COVID. So we actually got a little delayed by COVID. And there was interest in looking at technologies that we have developed in Bangladesh to actually benefit the people in your region. One of the technologies that we looked at is our MyGov platform, which was in a very nascent form at that time. It was just being developed. Now we have launched it in Bangladesh, and it's actually a lot of services, several hundred services are within it. So a customization of that in the Muslim Mindanao region with a project called LEAPS, a 5-year project that has been developed, from what we understand, localizing e-government for accelerated provision of services. And we're looking at that technology perhaps could accelerate, could actually leapfrog your delivery of services to citizens. If you could share your vision of how you see that work going forward. And we have always seen you to be a very citizen-centric minister. So how you're trying to take your services to the doorsteps of citizens.
Thank you very much, and good evening to the Excellencies as well as our panelists for this evening. I've always been impressed by the technology and the adoption of the technology to transform your society. I visited your country the first time in 2010, and I've seen the transformation of your country when I went back there in 2019, just before the global pandemic hit us. And I've seen the leaps and bounds by which you have developed. And it's not just reflected in the infrastructures that you see in Bangladesh, but more importantly, in the sustainable development goals that you've achieved over the years. So even if there are no studies to correlate the use of technology, ICT, in achieving SDGs, it's easy to see the connection. Part of what we are interested in is your MyGov program. And the drive for us is to bring government services to the doorsteps of our people, as the good advisor Sajib Wazid was saying, that access to government services should really be very, very close to our people. And in our country and in our region where we have island communities that are not connected to the mainland, it is easy to see why there is a very strong drive for us to make access to government services easy and at the fingertips of our citizens. And I've seen that work in some of your digital centers in your country. And if we can replicate that in our region, where people can actually have access to government services without leaving their villages, we would have really made government work for our people. That's a dream for us, and we're working very closely with A2I and the United Nations Development Program to be able to replicate your experience in Bangladesh and bring that system into our government in the Philippines and in this region. And I'm very happy with that partnership now.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. You mentioned digital centers, and you'll be happy to know, and I would like to inform the entire audience actually, that today happens to be the 11th year anniversary of the launching of the digital centers across the entire country. So 11 years ago on this day, our Honorable Prime Minister launched 4,500 rural digital centers, not urban ones. Urban ones came later. So that also shows how the bottom-up policy, so how we started, about 950 of them did not have electricity at that time, but we still went ahead and we put solar power in those centers. Now they all have electricity. So thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that very sustainable, citizen-centric view of how we could work together. May I now come to Dr. James Poisson, the Secretary General of the World Information Technology and Services Alliance. So WITSA is actively involved in public policy issues affecting the growth of ICT around the globe. The WITSA Alliance consists of over 80 leading ICT associations from around the globe, representing over 90% of the ICT industry worldwide. WITSA's signature event, WCIT, has been hosted in different countries 23 times over the past 42 years. And we're very proud that we're hosting it this year. There's a total of 46 sessions, engaging 100+ global speakers from over 75 countries, reaching out to 2 million global ICT enthusiasts and visitors through the virtual platform. WCIT 2021 has shed light on fourth industrial revolution, which is unfolding before our eyes at an exponential rather than a linear pace, disrupting almost every industry in every country and fundamentally altering the way we live, work, and communicate. Please tell us about your expectation from this year's event and how it will allow greater collaboration amongst countries to achieve a more inclusive and sustainable future for humanity. Dr. Poisson, please.
All right, thank you. Honorable ICT Advisor, Minister Pollock, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I answer the question about my expectations of this event, I'd like to congratulate Bangladesh on your 50th anniversary and congratulate you on the success of hosting WCIT's 25th World Congress on IT. I've been associated with WCIT for over 30 years, and I can honestly say, by far, I am most proud of Bangladesh among all the countries for your dedication and belief in the power of ICT for the benefit of your citizens. You are a true model for others, and I know you're going to keep up the great work. I have a number of expectations for this Congress. First of all, I'm hopeful that the audience around the globe has a better understanding of the critical issues related to ICT development facing governments and industry. That all of us understand where we are in time in the evolution of the digital age. We need to keep in mind that the internet was invented in 1983 and the World Wide Web in 1993. This means that the digital age is less than 30 years old. We have a long way to go to develop, to see the fruits of this age. There are a lot of dangers and pitfalls along the way. Therefore, the role of government working with the private sector is critical in determining the future of this age. There are no guarantees. There are no guarantees that everyone will benefit from ICT. I do believe in my heart that Bangladesh is a model for how best to do this. So I want to congratulate you again, and I appreciate being a member of this distinguished panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Poisson. You talked about a model that we're trying to achieve and also how we can work together with other countries. The COVID-19 pandemic actually has taught us many things. It was obviously destructive, but it has also taught us the power of ICT. It has taught us the power of unity. And we have learned it the hard way, but I think we learned some very important lessons there. Over the last 13 years, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, we have been building a digital Bangladesh without barriers, extended opportunities, and enhanced the quality of life of common citizens. Now we are only happy to share our knowledge for the world's prosperity. Let's use the great equalizer to its full potential and unfold the beauty it holds within. Our honorable speakers and panelists shared their vision of the inclusive, trusted, and sustainable digital society. Let's work together to build that. Let's certainly innovate together, as our honorable ICT advisor mentioned in his last slide. Before we end today, there are two exciting handovers that we would like to do for a few minutes. It would not take very long from Bangladesh. The first one is the National Intelligence for Skills, Education, Employment, and Entrepreneurship platform, which is being replicated in Somalia. And as the Honorable Minister mentioned, that it's called Shako Abur. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And we are also getting some guidance from UNDP Somalia and the New York Chief Digital Office of UNDP for the technology transfer, how that's happening. If I may ask the Honorable ICT State Minister, Honorable Minister Pollock, and Honorable ICT Minister of Somalia, Mr. Ahmed, to actually be on stage, if you would, and then we will just do the...
Take your device inside your pocket. Yeah, it's better. Please join.
Maybe we can also join. Yes. Honourable Minister, I think we can all join.
Please, Honourable Minister, please join.
And Minister, maybe we can have our nice team to join as well, if that's...
Please,
yeah?
come and join us.
Hopefully we can capture the audience on screen as well.
Right. হ্যাঁ, দুই দিকে ব্যালেন্স করে দাঁড়ান।
আপনি যদি থাকবেন।
Okay, ready? Let's innovate together.
Let's innovate.
There is another handover, so we'll... Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador.
হ্যাঁ, ওইটা তো ডিজিটালি হবে। ও, এখানে তো আমাদের
না, আমাদের অ্যাম্বাসেডর মহোদয় আছেন, জি।
Yeah, okay.
So he very kindly came for the... Now, the second handover, the e-service aggregation platform MyGov that Honorable Minister from Philippines talked about, and how it will be connected to the digital centers in future in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, the Muslim Mindanao. The LEAPS project will customize MyGov to be called in Philippines the Digital Bangsamoro Portal. So if I may request, since the Honorable Minister, Local Government and Interior Minister from Philippines could not come, his representative, His Excellency Ambassador Alan Daniega, Embassy of the Philippines in Bangladesh, will be taking the memento on his behalf.
Welcome, Your Excellency. How are you?
And if I may request the MyGov team to be on stage, please.
Thank you for coming.
Along with the communications team. Purobi?
You can stand here.
Adnan is here, no?
জি। টিমকে ডেকে নিন।
Sit. Stand.
Ready?
Let's innovate together. Yes.
Congratulations. Best wishes.
Great. Thank you very much, Ambassador. When the whole world is experiencing widening inequality, despite massive, unprecedented wealth creation and prosperity creation, I'm really glad to know that we picked ICT as the great equalizer for this event, for the motto of this event. It's also heartening to see that we've selected the focus for the Ministerial Conference on inclusive, trusted, and sustainable digital society. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the distinguished speakers and panelists of the Ministerial Conference. His Excellency Sajib Wajid, Honorable ICT Affairs Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh. His Excellency Abdi Sheikh Ahmed, Honorable Minister of ICT, Somalia. His Excellency Dr. Frank C.S. Anthony, Honorable Minister, Minister of Health Cooperative in Guyana. His Excellency Naguib Sinarimbo, Honorable Minister for the Interior and Local Government, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region for the Muslim Mindanao in the Philippines. His Excellency Zunaid Ahmed Polok, MP, Honorable State Minister for ICT in Bangladesh. His Excellency Muhammad Sharif, Minister of State for Environment, Climate Change and Technology, Maldives. And last but not least, Dr. James Poisson, Secretary General of WCIT. You have truly given us a vision for the future that will embody the three principles of inclusion, trust, and sustainability. So together, let's make a commitment to innovate together to ensure that these three principles are at the heart of our forward digital journey. I thank everybody.